Welcome back, humans! You know what day it is. My name is Jaime, giving you exclusive vents on headlines that you didn't even know you needed. And with that said, let's get on with some vents, humans. Man, oh man, the rumor mill, it just spins around. This don't really feel like a rumor, really, because it's like on the actual websites that you can just look up. You can just look it up, humans. You can just go to these websites and just look this stuff up, and you're like, man, this is just out here to the public? Yes, it is. And people don't even care, really. It's wild that people don't even take the time to go look at some of this stuff. But anyways, they say experts always put out these polls and these statistics that we are close to us in other parts of the world could be at a threat of a nuclear disaster any day. And I feel like it's kind of a shame or a bummer that all our future is always something just our end game is always nuclear. It's just a nuclear war is always no matter what. That's just our end game. It's not peace. It's never peace. And I just think that's really kind of dark in a way. Our future just has this if nobody can enjoy it. If I'm going out, we got to take everybody out. If I got to go, you can't have no happiness. It's just weird, man. Our future just got to be dark. There's no greener grass on the other side of the future. Things will get better type things. No, we ain't going to let it happen. We'll blow this earth up before you guys are happy. That's just crazy. But according to this website, like I said, it's available to the public. This World Economic Forum has all these strange things in there. And so does the CDC stuff in there. There's zombie preparedness shit in there. It's on there. But back to the World Economic Forum. So, according to these people on the website, they were they said they got very encouraged. They used the word encouraged, okay, which really also got me a little nervous and frightened. They said the first lockdown was very encouraging, and they felt like it was successful, and it made them feel like they could step one more step closer to their reset, what they call their reset. That Schwab dude, Carl Schwab, Schwabins. And that dude is saying they had they got an idea to where if we were under a nuclear threat, they could lock us down permanently. They could use us permanently lock us down, and they could literally put us in ways for us to have enjoyment where we wouldn't all go crazy. They'd put us in these virtual prisons, which would be AKA this fucking metaverse shit. I mean, there's only no other way. That's what they claim, and it's in this guy's plan. The guy don't even care. They say him there's even videos of him and his team saying we did a great job of lowering the population. Nobody even cares. Like I said, it's just weird how nobody just cares about those things. He's I did it, At least OJ kept saying he didn't do it. I'm just saying, humans. This is wild. But they want to put us in this virtual prison, a.k.a. this metaverse. And they'll say, everything outside is, inhabitable. But I think you'll start seeing, we did during our first lockdown, when you seen, Fauci and, Newsom and them guys going to restaurants with no mask, and Pelosi. And they could out there and go, they could go all those restaurants and get their hair done and do all that shit, but nobody else was allowed to. He was at a baseball game, and my man took everybody to a party at a restaurant and shit like that, but we weren't allowed to do it. So they'll say we're not allowed to do things, but yet athletes will still have their jobs, and so will singers and shit doing private shows for all the fucking powerful people, and we'll be sitting here locked down in our video fucking virtual bullshit, Ready Player One shit, with fucking, Zuckerberg's whack ass place, and people were oh no, I'm not going to join the metaverse. I just won't join the metaverse. But you probably won't have a choice at this point, because they say we will be forced into this virtual place because we won't be able to go to work or do none of that shit. So it'd almost be like that weird Black Mirror shit too. We'll probably had that they already started selling the fucking Peloton. So now they're going to make the Peloton the job. You got to fucking power up some batteries and shit. Everybody fucking be going up. It's kind of spooky. It's kind of spooky when you think about it, humans. It's like, they say in like all these certain like evil, there's like those evil books and those books of evil, and they're like, these, I don't know what the fuck, I'm sorry, I don't know what they're all called, but there's all these books of like magic and all these things like that. And there's like good ones and bad ones. And in these dark books, apparently, they always say like an evil, like the evil has to like tell you their plan. They can't just, just do the plan and not tell you. And so they're like putting this shit right in our faces. Like even the Simpsons are fucking telling us what the fuck's happening. They're like, look, this is all, this every Simpson episode seems to be telling the future as it is. But I'm just saying, they're putting us in this, we ain't going to have a choice. And at the time they want to make it happen, they're going to tell us this nuclear threat could be here, and we're probably going to believe it. And we won't have a choice to go into this fucking little, this virtual type prison, which Zuckerberg already knows all about it. You've seen him in the Rogan interview. This guy's been investing like billions and billions of dollars into these bigger and bigger and virtual worlds. Because he's got the scoop. He knows they're going to end up putting everybody in there, so he's got to have the capacity. He's got to make the capacity for this thing for everybody to go in there because we're all going to be just jammed in there. And you're already practicing with Facebook jail now. You get like booted out of there. Now you're going to be like virtual Facebook jail. Everybody going to be looking out the window like when you're on when you got to like view mode, when you get killed in like, Call of Duty or something, you got to watch till the fucking you get to recharge or somebody gets the flag again or some shit. And you got to wait for yourself to respawn. You're just sitting here in like viewer mode, like point of view mode. That'd be bummer, man. I'd be sitting here like, man, I guess I talked too much. I guess my post was just too bad. But that's bananas. I guess this dude already knows and expects us, like in the World Economic Forum, expects this to be possible in the next 10 to 15 years. That is very quick. It seems time flies already. 10 to 15 years is real. That's just a decade. Like, dang. And they already expect to push us into this shit. I don't really feel like we would go into this very, very cooperatively. I don't think we'd go into like, oh yeah, I want to go into this. I want to play Ready Player One. Some older people will be very against it. Some of them can barely use their own cell phones. Like you see those funny TikToks and funny videos out there, where they don't even know they're recording, or they think they're taking a picture and they're actually taking a video. So they're sitting there just pausing, for the video, or they're taking a video and all you see is their chin or some shit, or you see their ceiling or forehead, and it's just going to be bananas out here. I don't even know. It's pretty scary, humans. It's pretty scary. But I believe they'll be going on they'll call it safe retreats. Like that's what they'll call when you'll see like videos of all these power elites going out while we're locked down, and we'll see them on like these vacations at resorts and shit, and they'll call it these like, oh, these were nuclear safe retreats. Which we won't be able to go on. We'll have like all these restrictions. We'll have to have like fucking 64 shots and then like all these kinds of security clearances and probably have to pay like crazy money and give our house up. And then we'll be able to go on one of those nuclear safe vacations. But they are planning on locking us down. It's bananas, humans, when you think about it. And all this stuff could be possible. Like you see these crazy movies, you're like, oh man, that's some good, that was a good sci-fi movie. And then you read things like this, and then you start to put your weird puzzle pieces together, which even kind of, I guess you put them in the wrong places, and I guess you could scare yourself like I do all the time. Like I put them in the weird places, like this, and this has happened, and that means this is going to go down, But anyways, they were talking about this metaverse, speaking of this metaverse thing that they plan on like trying to force us into this thing, and this is going to be scary, humans. This is going to be wild. So people were doing this program where they used artificial intelligence, like whatever program they used. It was an artificial intelligence program, and they asked it what it would be like in the future, like if we were living already in the metaverse, like we were like what our future would be like living in the metaverse. So how would we go, like years on, like generations on? And it put a picture up like what we would look like, and these pictures were very disturbing. I don't even know if the pictures that I was looking at were like the actual photos, but they were describing them, in the article, and it was it just sounded very gross. Like they were saying the VR pieces were like inserted into our skulls. All right, they were like inserted like Joe Dirt's wig. Like you couldn't get it off. Like when Joe Dirt's wig couldn't come off, his mother wig. That's how the fucking VR would be on your head, and you couldn't take it off. So that's A. That was one of them. That was just one of their depictions of what we would look like. The other one had us with this VR headset on, and our faces were just very distorted. Like our eyes looked very like deep pocketed. Our cheeks were a little lowered. We almost looked like we was kind of like a hybrid type of gray alien. When you see the pictures of the gray descriptions, like that's how our like jawbones was dropping, and it was just a weird one. But the very creepy one, which goes into like Alex Jones type territory, like the last version, like it was straight up just you didn't have no mouth or anything like that, which meant you weren't gonna eat, and your whole head was like a VR headset. And this is what the AI said that, like, you know, this is what it thought would happen in our future if we were living in this type of environment for a long time. That's what, man, oh man. So what I mean by Alex Jones territory, like that dude always talks about like the elites are trying to do this. They want to be immortal. Like some of them are trying to be immortal, and that some of them could be, and they're like generations old trying to create like more leaders. And when you get into Alex Jones territory, shit could get wild. And you really want to do double, you really want to fact check some shit. But when you go into this, and they're talking about like the AI was like, look, like we're just going to have a head that's a VR face. Like a head with like a screen. That's kind of wild, man, when he talks about transhumanism. Like they've been talking about connecting us with machines and trying to popularize it. So maybe that's okay when these guys are like, you know, 800 years old and they're all part machine and stuff, and they're like, we're still making the rules, these guys are part androids, it's like Universal Soldier and shit. So it gets kind of creepy when you go into that conspiracy kind of stuff. Like I said, it gets a little Alex Jones type territory where you might get like this one could get flagged because of that. Just speaking of the transhumanism type thing, it's just bananas. I just find it a little disturbing though, like the World Economic Forum just puts it out there, and like all our futures are always dark. Like I said before in the beginning, like, we face a nuclear threat every day. And the guy and the Schwab dude from the World Economic Forum says like, they'd rather have us not own houses or own any type of property and not own anything and just be happy. Like everything would just be rented. That doesn't sound fun either. Like, I mean, just everything, we just won't own nothing and be happy. But his future too, for like the world economics future of us, everything was just all dangerous. And they're like, they said there was a pandemic threat. There was, power grid threat and cyber attack threat. And like all that stuff went down. And now they're saying like, nuclear threat because they want to lock us down and put us in this virtual prisons, which this dude Zuckerberg's getting all ready for us. Yikes. Yikes and yikes. But these big elites and all these people that control our knowledge and technology, I guess, they control everything we read, they control everything we learn, they control everything we see and eat and everything. Once I heard a person say there was once this tribe that would poison all its food, and they would put all these poisons into their food before it gave it to everyone in their tribe, and everyone in their tribe would just eat these poisons. And people were like, what tribe are you talking about? That can't even exist. Well, it's America. America puts all this crappy stuff in our food, and we sit here and eat all this stuff that really, I guess, ain't good for us. And we ain't allowed to say, I guess nowadays they're saying we ain't allowed to say that food's good for us. They're bringing out this food neutrality crap. Man, beware for that, humans. Whatever on that. But they always say we have this dark future. There's never like this future of peace. But when you hear these like conspiracies or these stories that can't be true because it's like so outrageous, it just can't be true because it's something like positive. So if there was these old, when you read about these conspiracies or old like military operations or government operations like high jump and paperclip and fishbowl, and like all the people like, oh, those didn't really happen. But there's like real proof that some of those things did happen, right? Well, there was this one, it was called Looking Glass. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard it if you're into the conspiracy realm or into those old, into the old government, and old army and, a lot of those old missions that was going down. So this Operation Looking Glass, apparently we developed or we found or we stole, I'm not sure, some technology that gave us the ability to look into the future. And it could look through time, I believe. And at some point in this future, it showed us in this civilization like having this great awakening, like this part where we did have this like awake where there was no time, no more war, and we were like this really like harmonious, um, very spiritual, enlightened, super, super smart. Like our brains were unlocked and our minds were all unlocked and all these things, and I believe that they saw, like, if this was true, I believe our government saw this future, or whoever these elites were that were like trying to control us and keep us all like in the dark of this truth. Or if it was the truth, like there's like this, like, there is a very nice ending for us, but they didn't want it to happen, so they're trying to like slow the process or stop it altogether, by keeping us all negative, because they're like, keep us pumped full of this negativity to slow down the process of us being enlightened and, all of a sudden waking up one day and we're like, man, this is some bullshit. And we all wake up and we're just done with the BS. And everybody comes into this harmonious place, into the new golden age of the world, and then and they don't want us to happen. I guess they don't want that to happen, because so they always tell us we're going to have this dark future. But I believe they're trying to slow the process, like I said, or stop it, or don't even make it happen. Like they're trying to slow it down, like they went in the future, like in Back to the Future film, and got that almanac, and they're trying to get away to try to change things to alter what happens in our future, so we don't have that awakening and that harmonious breakthrough, So maybe that's why they come out with things that are like called the Safety Act, because they're super safe for like our safety, because they care. And maybe they want us to help us get there by promoting something like the Safety Act. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. And if you did, I appreciate it if you would smash that like button, hit me with a subscription, and turn on them notifications. My name is Jaime, and this has been another episode of Meant to Vent. Till next time, humans. See ya.